Hey guys, Mr. Grufix here. Welcome to the channel. Today we'll be going over a couple things as you are probably aware. If not, I will let you know. This is a series. This is part 2 of the series called Building the Channel series. And today I'll be going over some additional information with you. So without further ado, let's cue the intro. So in part 1 of the series, I basically went over the equipment upgrades that I'll be looking to incorporate into my videos. And without wasting too much time, I'll just quickly glance over what I've been looking to upgrade. And those are still a work in progress. So basically there were 3 things that I was going to look at improving, which are still in the works. So number 1 was a better camera, better lighting, and better audio. So as it stands right now, I am expecting to get a camera upgrade. So expect that in part 3 of the series. And basically as well, I will do an unboxing of the camera that I have coming on the way. Basically the few hints that I can give right now as it stands, I am actually looking at getting a Canon camera. It is a budget camera, so you stay tuned and then keep an eye out for part 3 of the series, and then you will be sure to know what exactly I'm looking at. However, in part 2 on this one, I really wanted to talk about some of the software upgrades and productivity tools, or if you want to call it that, that I'll be actually using in trying to improve the video output. So right now there are 3 things that I'm looking at trying to improve when it comes to software and productivity. So first thing would be getting a better video editing software. I'll come back to that in a minute here. And then doing a little bit more research on the channel. So basically information and basically what I'm doing right now, basically researching on whatever I need for content, and then as well just being consistent, so consistency on the videos. So coming back to video editing software, as it stands right now, there are 3, I'm actually gonna say 4, because the 4th one will be a honorable mention, pieces of software for video editing that I have been, so to speak, messing around with or playing around with. I have not yet zeroed down on one specific one that I'm going to use consistently, but I am very close. So the first editing software that I'm going to mention that I have been working with is the Windows Movie Maker. Now, Windows Movie Maker was a go-to video editing software that I used for quite a while, and I was more familiar with just because it was in the previous Windows OS packages. However, as we went over into Windows 10, Windows Movie Maker was discontinued. That was the most familiar video editing software that I was accustomed with for quite a while. With that said, when Windows Movie Maker was taken away, I had to start looking around for other video editing softwares. So it brings me to piece of software number 2, which was VSTi. Currently, VSTi is the free version is what I'm currently working with, and as it stands right now, most of my videos, the past 4 videos that I've edited on my channel, are being made through VSTi. I have started to get a little bit more accustomed to the software. It is a basic free version software, so as good as the software is, it is fairly easy to learn, There are a few learning curves here and there if you're coming over from Windows Movie Maker. This has currently lengthened my workflow a little bit, because essentially what would take me probably a couple hours, 2 hours maybe, to put together is now taking me probably 5 hours right now with using VSTi, because I'm fairly new to the software. However, I am fairly enjoying it. Past 5 videos, if you go back into my videos, you will notice those are the videos that I've made through VSTi. Prior to that, I was using Windows Movie Maker just for making videos for fun, so I was very, very accustomed to it. So that was number 2. Number 3 is DaVinci Resolve 14. So now DaVinci Resolve 14 has been an interesting software for me. Number 1, I'm still learning it, so I have gone through a couple tutorials online. So on YouTube there are quite a few tutorials that you can go through if you are interested in using DaVinci Resolve 14. The good thing that I noticed about DaVinci Resolve 14 is how powerful the software it is. DaVinci Resolve 14 allows you to play around with video editing quite a bit. So far, the main thing I'm looking for out of DaVinci Resolve 14 is the color grading, using LUTs, and those types of things, stabilizations as well, is parts of the software that I feel like other pieces of software like VSTi or Windows Movie Maker may not be as powerful to use. So DaVinci Resolve 14 has been an interesting piece of software. I am still learning how to use it, and I believe the next couple of videos that I will be putting out, I'm going to incorporate DaVinci Resolve 14 in there, and you may see the difference, especially in the color grading, in the way I'm going to use the software itself. I've seen a whole lot of quick shortcuts that you can actually use. However, the learning curve when you go to DaVinci Resolve 14 is pretty high. So just remember that if you're gonna think about using DaVinci Resolve 14, be prepared to do a lot of learning and be prepared to go through a lot of complex pieces of editing skills that you may probably want to adopt. And then the 4th piece of software that I would like to use, I would like to put out there as an honorable mention, is Filmora. So Filmora has, I actually ended up using the free version of it. The free version of Filmora is absolutely amazing. Primarily, I have been so close to purchasing, getting the purchased version for it. However, I have not reached that point yet, but if I was to look at between getting VSTi or DaVinci Resolve 14, I would think, and even Windows Movie Maker, I would think Filmora is a very easy to use, very customizable software. And I look at it as a really good, ready to use, run and gun type of software that will probably cut some of my workflow or video editing time in half, just because of all the templates that it has that you can use, customized features that it has in there. I really like Filmora. So as it stands, those are the 4 piece software editing software that I'll be looking at using and playing around with. I may land on one eventually. Right now, as it stands, this video is probably going to be edited with VSTi, and then I may think about maybe doing some more color grading with DaVinci Resolve 14. So anyways, guys, that was a part 2 of the series, basically just going over some of the software and the productivity side of things, and then maybe just a quick touch on what I look at doing for productivity. Productivity wise, basically everything I just schedule it into my my calendar, my Google Calendar. Right now, the goal is to try and put out the video on a consistent basis. I haven't really pinned down on how often I want to put up videos, but I want to make sure that I'm putting up content as much as possible. Outside of that as well, just doing lots of research as well. That is the idea. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please do not hesitate to subscribe, comment, like this video, and then if you have any suggestions on what types of video editing software that you would recommend that is easy, quick to use, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching GoFix. Take care.